What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are in our Las Vegas Raiders franchise. Of course, you're thinking, okay, this seems... I know he was going to replicate the stats, but holy crap, this guy did a damn good job. No, I did not. I have all the force wins and all that set. However, I think, just to be fair, I'm going to show you guys the end of the season, see who won the Super Bowl, and see what dev-ups we got so we can actually copy that at least, because I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, by the way, we got dev-ups for everyone, but... Of course, some of these storylines could be absolutely insane on top of it, but obviously we lost to the Ravens, so let's move on into the Super Bowl. The winner, the Super Bowl, contestants or contenders were the Saints and the Chiefs, with the winner, let's be honest, we've seen this one too many times, obviously being the Chiefs. Now the dev-ups. Who did we get? Was Carr one of those guys? Was Carr one of the dev-ups? And he was! Of course, that means Derrek Carr gets to go to Superstar in our other, franchise, obviously. So, Carr, Superstar. Of course, it seems like he still regressed, because I think maybe he regressed like the same time he went up in Dev. 2 throw power. Yikes. I mean, I have to allow that, right? -2 throw power. That sucks, dude. I wish I didn't check that so I didn't have to actually look at that. Might get the same regression anyways, I suppose. And then defensively, Clelin Ferrell did not go up in Dev, but I will be forcing him to Superstar without a doubt, right? He won the Defensive Player of the Year. Deserves Superstar, in my opinion. What else did we have? We had Trayvon Mullen went up in Dev. I don't know if I want to accept this, though. I don't really feel like he had that kind of season. What were his stats again? How good was he? Maybe a lot of deflections. Why did he go up to Superstar? Like, well, what did he do to get there? That is so confusing. I have no idea why. But I guess we allow it. I mean, I really don't think he deserves it, but sure. Abram was already Star, I believe, right? We had Abram with Star and Merrick with Star. So, okay, fair enough. Those are pretty much the only devs. Everyone else is basically a corpse. Also, Daniel Carlson, we're going to put to Star. Wait, is he... maybe I already forced him to Star. I can't remember. But obviously, he's going to Star as well. So here we are in our new franchise. Obviously, you can see we have the scouting update. We also went with the exact same roster. We went with the preseason 1 roster. So the team is looking as follows. We have Nate Davis. We have pretty much everyone. The only difference is going to be the stats, obviously, and potential ratings, but not by much, I'd imagine. So I'm not going to worry too much about the ratings. They don't really matter too much unless somebody goes absolutely off, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much, the way it is right now. But obviously, we have to do scouting. I am very new to this, as I would imagine all of you guys are as well. I'm doing this, only a couple hours after the update came out. I haven't really done any testing. But what I will say is, even though Charles Woodson, it's a cool scout to have. I'm sorry, pal. Corner is a need. It's not the need, though. I don't want to get rid of him, but I have to. I'm sorry. I have to do it. We're going to go with a tier 3 offensive. Hey, guards. I mean, we may lose that one guy. What's his damn name? What's the guy's name? The one guy. So as far as this goes, I think you probably want to go with the guard center. Maybe you want to go with the guard Alan Faneca as well. Yeah, we're gonna sign Alan Faneca. Alan Faneca is my manica. Yeah, like and subscribe. Yep, that's the one. Number 1, quarterback. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have a quarterback guy. Of course, we do not need a running back or a fullback, so sorry, pal. You're really talented. Not doing it. Outside linebackers are up there for need. I'm also going to get rid of Keith Kelly, or Kelly Keith. Yeah, Keith Kelly. We need a number 2 and a number 1 scout, so let's go with the 2-tier. We have a lot of needs. We go with tackles. I mean, we could use a right tackle if there's someone decent there. We can obviously replace Alex Leatherwood. He was okay, but nothing special. Rondé Barber, though, is available. That is a guy I want him. I want Rondé Barber. He's mine. And then we need a tier 1, which obviously there's a couple of guys that have multiple. We could go with guard center again. DNs, I mean, I think we're fine, unless we want to have Clelin play proper DT in the future, which, I mean, he kind of is really good at rush DT, so maybe you do that anyways. O-line, let's do another offensive lineman. Mark Hayes, welcome to the squad. So now, of course, we have our 5 scouts. We did not assign them. Obviously, we're going to do the national scout for the number 3. We'll do the... I really don't know if it matters yet because we can't actually see, so we'll just do whatever. Southeast, and then what are we missing? Central, I think. There we go. So we have that set. Obviously, we'll continue going on as we go on. It would be really nice to replicate some of the stats, though, like with Clelin Ferrell or something, but it is what it is. But I will, I think, put the Chiefs playbook on just because Derrek Carr did actually have a pretty good year. Didn't throw that many picks, but you know what? I think I'll go with the Chiefs for like 10 weeks, and then we'll go with like the Panthers because Jacobs actually had a pretty decent season himself. Obviously, any dev ups we get are not going to go that aren't deserved. But at the end, what am I doing? But at the end of the day, obviously, we'll regress them, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just worried about giving too many upgrade points, but I also want guys to get the upgrade points they deserve as well. We're still not onto the actual prospects, so that's kind of irrelevant. All right, so now we officially have the prospects. Offensive line is one of the biggest needs on the team. Inside linebacker, just some sort of athletic, decent linebacker is obviously way up there as well. We do need a corner. Arnett's okay, but I just don't see him as being like a true lockdown corner. Even at number 2 spot, maybe he slips down to number 3. Wide receivers up there, Edwards didn't have the greatest year. Renfro was, he's a very role player type, which I suppose is kind of what you're expecting. But we could really use like a big 6'3" guy that's in the 90s for speed, somebody that can actually burn down the field. Quarterback, I think, is perfectly fine. Obviously, Derek Carr with superstar Keelan Frost. We'll keep a quarterback scout there just in case. Derek Carr is getting older. He's regressing. And obviously, more importantly, he is on a contract year coming up. So I suppose it never hurts to do that. And yeah, I mean, realistically, we'll look into this and see where we want to send people. But yeah, once again, O-line and some of the defenders. Oh yeah, DT as well is a huge need, by the way. I don't know why I'm not throwing that in there, but sure. Realistically, our freaking regional guy should be DT. We're actually gonna fire a quarterback scout. We need a DT scout badly. That's actually one of our biggest needs, if there is one. Don't tell me there's not a single one for DT. Really? Really? Do I have to use a level 2 on this? It's not quite a DT, but a left end, right end scout as our level 1 is, the closest we're going to get, honestly. So there are a lot of good corners in Central. So Rondé Barber is going to be now focused in the Central region. It's an absolute home run of a decision here. I don't know about the safeties. Hopefully, maybe we'll get lucky as well with that. Central and... Are there none? So Central's just like, we don't really care for the safety position. There's always got to be something, isn't there? It's always something. Like, it can never just go well. I guess we're going to put them in the West just because there are safeties and corners. Okay, that's great. It's something, I guess. The corners were a little bit better in Central, but I suppose we get a little bit of everything now. We're going to put Mark Hayes in the Southeast. It's not necessarily like the best for left guard or center, but a lot of good linemen in that region, I suppose. And then for left end, right end, Central's pretty strong for that. And then I suppose Kurt Singleton will be the Northeastern, and then Alan Faneca in general will be the National. I'd imagine for this we went 7 wins. Hopefully that was the case. So regional focus scouting, I'd imagine it's just fine, right? Like everyone's kind of just set. So the West, I believe... his position group is cornerback, so we're going to go with cornerback for sure in this one. Yes, this is signed. This one was left end. I believe the right ends were a little bit better, were they? Strong safety weakness. I think it was right end that was slightly better. So we're going to go with... we'll go with left end, actually. So left end, and then the Northeast, he's a left out, is his best... Right outside linebacker is the stronger suit, though, so we're going to go with right outside linebacker, even though it's his secondary. And then for the Southeast, he's good with left guards and centers. Left guard's a little bit weaker, so we are going to go with the center. We're set, and I believe the next thing we do is all the way in Week 7. Is Week 7? I don't see a damn thing. Oh, maybe we can just go in here. Maybe is there more additional stuff? I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was the first mock draft. I don't even know. But where are we projected? How many are there? There's only one mock draft. So where are we projected? I can't remember where we ranked. They have us as 11th so far. Terrell Gresham, fair enough, 6'3", 253. As far as our scouting is concerned, let's go to the prospects, actually, because they mention a guy who's been switching to left outside linebacker, Terrell Gresham, and they said he's got his work cut out for him, so we'll put him on the list just for now. But obviously you can see we have a decent bit of completion right now. It's looking all right. What about the quarterbacks? Once again, I don't need one, but it's nice to always have an idea of who's around, especially when you have an older guy that's coming off of a decent season, but a lot of interceptions. So, you know, we always have our eye on the competition, I suppose. And yeah, I need some linemen to be a little bit more scouted than that, but that's fine. Don't tell me I've screwed it. We got our bye week +2 to injury, so far things are going pretty well, pretty as planned. We have the second mock draft, and of course there's more national focus scouting. You can see here the Jaguars are at number 1, the Eagles there at number 5, and all that. Where are we? So they still have us taking Terrell Gresham. I believe that was the same guy, but now we're ranked at 18. So they're kind of projecting us to reach a little bit here, if I'm not mistaken. But let's actually click on that focus thing now, because I think that's an easier way to get to it, or not. Or is just telling us, hey, you want to redo it? Hey, National Scout guy. Oh, we can focus on something. I forgot about that. The strengths are cornerback and quarterback. The weaknesses are center. The offensive line, dude, does look pretty bad here. The quarterback class is strong. Wide receiver. Even though he's not like great at that position, he's still a good scout. He's just more efficient at those positions. So we're going to still have him scout wide receivers for us. All right, so now we have focus players, which I believe gives you 3, and it almost guarantees you to know every single thing about that person. The problem is it's just kind of giving us like a random list. The projection is a first round for Philip Clayton. These other guys are top 5. So if we were going to go for a quarterback, someone like Clayton might be up there. Oliver Elliott, looking at like the weights, because that's really all we get here so far. Wide receivers up there, but I really don't know, dude. It's kind of random, it's kind of randomized. Lineman is definitely one of our bigger needs, so we might put one of those guys on there. Who's this guy? 6'1", so he's a pure center, which we need, but, is that someone? Benji Reed I'll put on the list because guard is up there for us. We do need a DT, rounds 1 to 2, which, that could mean so many different things. 6'4", 302 is pretty sick. 6'5", Kerry Byers, we'll put him on the list. Gresham is up there. I just do not know what's his talent grade. I don't know what his, what even position he plays. Like, is he an edge rusher? Is he an inside linebacker? I'm going to take the DT off. There's a lot of DTs that are talented there. And I'm going to put it on... I'm going to put it on the DT. I'm not really too worried about quarterback, but once again, I just want to keep it on the list just because of how stacked it is. That's where we're going to sit for our Super Scout, and I think it's a while before we do anything else. Combine infos the next time. That is really rough. All right, this should be the Ravens, is it? And it is. That's pretty sick, actually. In fairness, it's pretty sick. Of course, we've seen that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in our other one. I don't really care too much about that, per se, but I do want to make sure that the Ravens win. And that is the goal. Obviously, it doesn't really matter to me who wins the actual Super Bowl because this is a new universe anyways. Staff points, that's a lot of staff points. Is that how much we had in the first place? Let's compare the stats. So, looking at passing, Derrek Carr was not quite as good for touchdowns, but he was up there for yards. Interceptions and all that were a little low. Jacobs probably kind of similar. Edwards, oh lord. Of course, luckily everyone else was kind of where you would expect. If we could have switched Waller and Edwards, that would have been clutch. Couldn't though. Clellan, you want to be a god for me, pal? Clellan, yikes. It's okay though. It's fine. It's absolutely fun. Daniel Carson wasn't great. We're changing the devs. The overalls hopefully are pretty close, and we're basically back in business. We also should have played the Pro Bowl if we had players in there, but we didn't. I should have actually probably forced win the Chiefs. Not that we're going to need to. Oh, maybe I did need to there. Yikes. It's all right. I don't really care, to be honest. Let's take a look at the dev-ups. Obviously, Derek Carr deserves a dev-up. Probably won't get one naturally here. Edwards won't deserve it, though. Does not, actually. Jacobs goes up to Superstar. Would we have argued? No, he didn't get it, so no, it doesn't matter what we argue. It's not actually the case, so we're going to let Jacobs go back to Star. Going to put Derek Carr up to Superstar. And obviously a couple of the other ones. But we're back. We're here. So he actually didn't lose the throw power in this universe, but of course we're going to allow him to. I don't remember exactly what his ratings were, but obviously he didn't have as good of a year as he did with us, so his ratings did drop a little bit, deserved to go up a little bit. But Let's go to the defense now. Let me know if you guys don't think we should allow Clelin Ferrell to go to Superstar. I think we should. I would argue that what is his name? Mullen didn't deserve to go up to Superstar. Let me know what you guys think there. And then Ngakwe did get to Star. I remember we had the breakout. I thought he didn't get it, but it was actually a team one as well. And then, of course, Diablo did not have that good of a season for us in our actual using of him. So back down normal he goes. And then Daniel Carlson a Star. But overall, we're here. Oh, Jesus, that's the wrong way. I'm happy. And obviously, we can get into the new scouting, the new everything. We're officially live, boys. So the offseason officially begins now. We have a new mock draft. We have some retirements. Hopefully, Richie Incognito is not one of those. Where are our players? AJ Green goes. I'm kind of sad there. Raiders, none. So Richie Incognito should be here still, which is a little surprising. He's on the older side. If he wants to rejoin, I will definitely bring him back on. So he does regress about 5 overalls, but obviously with our offensive line play, not bad. Once again, I do not like the font and all that they changed to. I don't know if that was intended or not, but Richie Incognito, 1 year, 11, that's totally fair. Glad he got the offer. I am also glad. Jeromepkr, I loved him for 1 year, but man, 4-point regression. He just doesn't have it anymore. Willie Snead, he was injured on his chance to join the team. Hankins, another guy that's kind of similar to Jeromepkr. Carl Joseph, there's just no room on the team. Solomon Thomas never got a start, even though maybe he would now, but still looking very rough. Zay Jones, I did actually kind of like him down the stretch a bit. Do we give him a contract? Route running's a little rough. He's all right at catching. I think we're going to let him go. I think we have enough talent around here as the way it is. Nick Martin, injured for the entire season. I just don't see why we would re-sign him. Marcus Mariota, I think in real life takes a cheaper deal, but he's not here. I'm not paying him $16 million on a 3-year to play backup. Bo Scarborough, he played backup, didn't really play. Javen White, we will give a contract to. Maybe like a 3-year deal to give him some money. That's maybe a little bit too much, considering he was willing to just take nothing. So I'll take that. Not a bad backup, obviously. Keyshawn Nixon, no thank you. Backup. Peterman, the backup. I mean, we need some sort of backup, I suppose. So Peterman on 1 year, $1 million, basically. And everyone else is going to be gone. So we're going to go to free agency, and we're going to see, who is there. First things first, I guess we'll take a look at the mock draft. I don't remember what the draft picks were like, so I'm not exactly sure where we are. So the Jets end up with pick number 1, and then number 2, Matt Metcalf with the, the quarterback selection there. What else do we have? Where were we? So 19, they have us taking Justin Carmichael. The problem with that is we only have a 40% completion on him. So if that's actually someone we do want, we're taking a bit of a risk because we don't know how good he is, unfortunately. A lot of the players here, once again, really low on the completion percentage. What about mock draft 2? What did they have us taking? They had us, with Gresham at 18. This is tough. I don't know. I really don't know. There's a lot of needs. We'll see if we can fill any of those in free agency and obviously head on to the draft. Breaking news out of Las Vegas. Derrek Carr requests for the Raiders to bring Davante Adams in, who is officially in free agency. However, the man is being offered by Washington to join their team. Obviously, they didn't really like what they got out of Curtis Samuel. They need a true number 1 outside of Terry McLaurin. They want to build that offense up. Obviously, that's the thing holding them back for years now. Washington has agreed, if they get Davante Adams, that they would make a trade for Derrek Carr. The question is, do we actually believe in Derrek Carr's bluff or not? And is there any way for us to get Davante Adams here instead? We will have to find out. But this is not a good sign. Obviously, a very good marriage, once again, between this, team and Derrek Carr. Obviously, this is kind of the make it or break it year. And obviously, Derrek Carr, he exceeded expectations, kind of fell down a little bit near the end of the season into the playoffs. But obviously, the best quarterback you could ask for here. And obviously, would not like to see him go. But he's on the older side. If he's not happy, he could hold out. Obviously, it's in our best interest to get rid of him if he doesn't want to play for us, because obviously there's no real loss in cutting him or trading him. So this is a very big decision. Losing Derrek Carr would I mean, almost put us in rebuild mode. I do not know what the option is at quarterback. I mean, I can't imagine when we have pick 12 or pick 19. I can't imagine we would get more than like a late first out of Washington, at best early second. I don't know how that actually helps us get a quarterback, but at the end of the day, Derrek Carr being unhappy, I don't know if we can get Davante Adams here. We tried our best to try and get to Davante Adams, but with the recent things circulating around here with potential, discrimination, Davante refuses to join our team, and there is a 0 chance he comes here. The question is Derrek Carr going to request a trade or force us to trade him? And of course, with him being here as long as we have had him, and the things he's brought to this team, I mean, do we honor his request? And with Derrek Carr requesting the trade and Washington agreeing to make those 2 plays happen, we are basically forced to either have Derrek Carr sit on the bench or trade him away. And as much as it hurts, I don't feel like we're a team that's ready to win the Super Bowl next season, or maybe even the season after that. Perhaps, kind of depends on how the draft goes this year, the offseason goes, and then next year. I think it's not the worst call. An aging quarterback that obviously is on the lower side of the overalls, got to superstar, which is clutch, but realistically not anything crazy special to get this value from him. I'm fine with it. And we're basically at ground zero. Now, there is a lot more to do in this offseason now because of that situation. Who do you bring in as your starting quarterback if you are Las Vegas here? Who kind of fits the scheme? Kyle Trask, of course, already gone from Tampa Bay. If Tampa Bay couldn't find a use for him, I don't see us doing that. Obviously, we're falling down the line a little far here. I don't know who we could go for. Tyler Huntley is a free agent, which would be a very interesting name to say the least. I think you maybe offer him at the very least to be your backup. Wouldn't be the worst case scenario. A 2-year, 5. Apparently, it's just super high overall. He can be a specialty player as well. I think maybe you'll look for someone that's kind of proven himself, just in case you do build the roster. Of course, sucks to lose Marcus Mariota, but Trubisky looked kind of decent when he was playing with the Bills. It might have just been a bad situation, so even like a 1-year 8 wouldn't be that bad for us to try him on. So we could use a new center. Obviously, we can draft one as well, but it's always nice to have somebody there. It'd be nice to find someone we can actually develop. I know we have a couple of guys on our offensive line that are young, but they're not really developable. I know they have time, but I really don't like it. Alex Kappa, not a bad choice, I suppose. We do need a tackle. I don't know if Alex Leatherwood's the guy. Might actually move him inside, to be fair. But Alex Kappa could actually play tackle. Maybe not super strong, though. I'll offer him a 2-year deal. Why not? So for our scouting, they obviously got finished with the combine. Did we even get a single guy over or near 100? Our Kerry Byers is a 70% completion. He's a 34 grade. I'm not liking how this turned out. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not liking, especially since we did not actually focus on the wide receiver or the quarterback position at all, which is a massive L in the end here. I think we sold. So round 1 goes to EA's scouting update. Hopefully next round will be better. And by next round, I mean next season when it's a whole new freaking class. This is bad. But I suppose we may still have a few things. So Eric Hunt, let's take a look at how good he was. So obviously physicals, he's not very fast, but that's fine. It's fine. As far as never seen a window he won't throw into, a beautiful spiral on the pass, quick to throw, pressure. What are his skills? Do we have anything? We have an A trucking, which is interesting, an A stamina, and an F spin. That does nothing for me. Philip Clayton, who we have on one of our favorites list, he's a first-round projection. Deep throwing is a B. Obviously, a top fit would be our team, apparently. Quick to take the check down. Beautiful spiral on his passes. Very antsy in the pocket. Knows when to throw the ball away. Will break the pocket occasionally to throw. Fast motion that emphasizes, what is that called? High release? High release. Of course, not a very fast guy either. But, we have a little bit on him, right? We have the deep. His trucking is A, which I also don't believe. And then an A awareness. So that's a little bit of an L. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about this class right now. This is a very big situation for us, and we are kind of selling this. Always looking for a massive hit. Loves to use the spin as a counter move. Relies on a swift over power move. Uses speed to power. It's a bull rush. I mean, he looks like he has a lot of moves in his repertoire. Very speedily. Of course, looking at his block shed and power move, look pretty good. Injuries all right. This is like one of our top prospects at the DT spot. We also have the first pick or second pick in the second round. So we can potentially take a quarterback at 19. Hopefully we don't sell if we do. And, of course, take that DT in the second round or, try to trade up for him. Oliver Elliott, not super fast. So I suppose we'll wait for the pro day. We also want to see what kind of free agents we might have gotten to potentially narrow down what positions we're going to go for. So we actually got a bunch of players here. We got Mitchell Trubisky on that 1 year. It was actually a $7 million deal. Could still have a chance in his career. We'll see. Marvin Wilson, the rookie, obviously now in his second year, going to be one of the DTs potentially for us. Jeff Gladney, a star development corner with a little bit of speed. Could be our new number 2 with, what's his name? Arnett playing the 3. Tyler Huntley, backup quarterback, will get a chance at the starting job as well. Alex Kappa, a very big signing, especially with the amount of suitors he had. We get him. And then Jaron Reed, a 1 year 7 for the most likely starting DT role. The mock draft, of course, we'll see if that changed with Washington already having a quarterback. It still says QB, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but we'll see about that one. And then for us, it says we are looking at Philip Clayton, which I do not know if I agree with. Oh, look at Matt Metcalf. He looks so much fun, but obviously a top 5 projection. No chance we get up there unless we make some sort of absolutely nutso trade. Adam Ross. It would be really nice to come away with a faster guy, just to, maybe change up the offense a little bit. Eric Hunt, for round 1, he is not fast at all. I don't think there's going to be anyone near where we're drafting that's going to be halfway decent in the speed department. So I think we're just automatically kind of cucked on that department there. Holy crap, what the hell is this? What is this creature? Earl Wolfe. Suffers from concentration drops, exceptional body control on the sidelines, fights over the inch, great for snagging balls in midair, avoids hits, wants to take every catch of the house, avoids flags. 6'4", 21, and he ran a 4.37. I will say, of course, the 3-cone and the shuttle aren't great, but 4.35 at his pro day. He's nuts. I don't know if that's someone we absolutely need, because once again, we need a possession guy. Obviously, that guy is possession and then some. I don't know if I want to spend that much on a guy just because he's fast, while this guy actually looks even, just as good almost. There's some really talented players in this class, just kind of not at the positions we need, unfortunately. Oh, I forgot about the private workouts, which allow you to get last-second kind of choices and see how good everyone is. So I think with how much we've put into Kerry Byers, we pretty much have to put, that into him. Wide receiver, maybe, quarterback. So if we're going to try and trade up for someone like Metcalf, I think we want to know as much as possible about him. If we're going to make a crazy trade up that cripples us for years, potentially, I think you got to know everything possible. You can't just kind of wing it because, he's decently fast or whatever. But, we did Byers, we did that guy, and I don't even know if Byers is going to be on the board for us anymore if we go for this quarterback, because obviously we're going to have to trade a lot, and 19 and that high second could be almost enough, to be honest, but, realistically, I guess there's a really good-looking player here. What was his name? Was it Moorhead? Might have been Moorhead. I'm going to go Taj Moorhead. He was a third to fourth. He's third to fourth. You might as well just take the chance on him. I guess we'll just take a look at the wide receivers. All right, I got him. Earl Greenwood is one of the guys I wanted to look at, so we are going to advance to the next week, see what those guys look like, see if they're worthy of the selections. If that quarterback looks iffy, I honestly have no idea what we're going to do at the position. I really don't. So Metcalf is projected to go number 6 to the Eagles. So if we trade it up to 4, where there is a chance to grab, 2 different quarterbacks, the Browns are obviously a team that won't go QB, so that's the best chance for us. I'd say we have a chance to grab someone there. As far as their projection, Philip Clayton at 19, not a huge fan of that. And I don't see Byers in the first round. I know that's not guaranteed, but it's obviously a little bit of a helper on knowing where players are going to go. Let's go into this draft. Of course, we haven't looked at the actual players, but we can do that right this instant. Is it going to be a trade up all the way up to number 4? That's the question. Of course, Metcalf Did we not choose him as our guy? Did I sell? Excuse me. Game, are you broken? I legitimately checked him. Hello? EA, are you feeling okay? I literally chose him. Did I not, or was it someone else that I chose? It had to be him. What about the DT? Is he there? He didn't go up either? What? Am I missing something here? I don't know. I think the game just glitched on me. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it glitched. Or maybe I didn't actually advance. So we'll go into the draft and see if maybe they're updated. I don't know. I think the game just legitimately glitched on us. I did that for a video the other day. Or for yesterday, technically, when this video is coming out. And it worked out perfectly. We got what we expected to get. But here, it didn't seem like it worked. It didn't. I can't trade up for a guy I have no idea about. This might just be a sell. Mitchell Trubisky might be the damn starting quarterback of this team. Number 1 overall is not a quarterback, which is insane. Number 2 overall is still EA, please. Fix your game. You had all this time to do all this stuff, and that's the result we get. Metcalf is going to be gone. I just can't trade up for a guy that I do not know about. I can't. Metcalf's gone here at number 6 without a doubt. And he is. I was going to make a play at number 8 with the Bills. Unfortunately, he is gone. I don't think I can draft the quarterback that's there either. I just don't. I don't like him. I really don't. I don't even know anything about him either. He's got okay deep accuracy, but I know he's very slow. I don't think his arm strength is crazy high. He was the 13th bench press guy. Solid for most of the stuff. I have no idea. I really don't know what we're doing here at quarterback. We got screwed over by the fact that the game didn't give us our scouting. I scouted the guy. I legitimately scouted him, and the game said, no, you didn't. Of course, they projected us to go Philip Clayton. He's still there. I just can't do it. I just simply cannot do it. It's too many question marks. I don't know anything about him. Of course, some of my favorites, Terrell Gresham is there. We could kind of use an edge guy because we didn't really get the production we were hoping for on the season. He looks really talented. Is that someone we're willing to go for? Maybe. We have a couple of other positions, second and thirds. Kerry Byers is a guy I do not want to lose. Are we filling up on defense? It might be one of those drafts. We also do have Antonio Barber, but we got the Vikings guy, the Vikings corner, so I just don't think that's a good decision either. I think we're going to make the executive decision to worry about the edge. Maybe even just moving Clelin Ferrell to DT. Terrell Gresham is going to be our choice. I'm hoping for the best. And he is a normal dev guy. Great excel, decent agility, solid speed. No clue what his actual abilities are. Obviously, we've seen the power move and all that, but we don't actually know. So did we sell? I don't know. Normal is one thing, but his overall is what matters the most here. And of course, with that pick, I don't even know if we need DT anymore because we obviously got Jaron Reed. Clelin Ferrell played really well as a rush DT, so maybe he just makes the full move there, honestly. Obviously, Kerry Byers is absolutely insane, though, so maybe you still draft him. I'm not 100% sure, but let's move on to pick 2. And he's still there, of course. We also have pick 19 on top of it because that is our original pick. I don't know. There's Earl Wolfe is still there. Absolutely insane 40 time. He's 6'4". But of course, his 3-cone and his 20-yard shuttle are absolutely terrible. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like him for that. I mean, he's a really good player. I would love to see how he turns out, but I think we're gonna go. We're gonna double up on defense. Kerry Byers looks insane. We're gonna draft him, see what we get. And another normal dev, of course, very talented with that strength, speed, and excel. But another normal dev, unfortunately, 21 years old on top of it, so young, I suppose, but maybe not exactly what we're looking for. Kind of depends on what, once again, his overall is. These guys could be really high overalls, which would negate the fact that they're normal dev, obviously. And did it glitch out? Did it finally show us the percent? Of course, for Mr. Earl Greenwood, he is super raw. I thought maybe he would have been decent. He looks awful. He looks terrible. What is he, like a 50 overall? His ratings are like F. It's like F and D. F and D's nuts. What? Ian Goldman's like one of the highest guys we have left. Obviously a little bit of speed, but nothing spectacular. Might still be a guy we choose, though, 3rd to 4th. What an L. Girl, we need the center. We're going to take him. Jerry O'Brien looks really talented. Let's see what we get. Another normal dev. Did they make the draft worse? I mean, obviously this is new, and I'm kind of a bot, but really? Really? That's what we're dealing with? Go to our next pick. Obviously, we need a quarterback, but I don't like anyone that's here anyway, so it is what it is. Looks like Trubisky and Huntley are going to be fighting for the starting job next season. Although Ian Goldman's still kind of there. Do you just take him? He's kind of the last decent guy looking, decent looking guy there. We know about his medium, and that's it. He's 21, so a lot of time to develop. I think you have to take him. You got to have a rookie. 85 throw power. That's a bit of an L. 4.75. I thought that would have been like 83 speed. I thought we were drafting like Derrek Carr over here. We had ourselves a bit of an L here. This has not been a good draft. Well, I mean, that we know. They're all normals, obviously, which is one of the first things you notice. But as far as them being actual bad players, that isn't guaranteed. Because obviously, if they're high overalls, the dev is kind of something you want, but not something that's always, something that you're automatically going to get. 4.54. Is this guy like a god? I'm willing to take DeMar Goodwell. I'm taking him. We need a fast guy. 86 speed, 90 excel, 75 jumping. Looks like a starter to me. Oh, is he a pass rusher? Please tell me he's dual threat. We're auto-drafting next time. Oh my, at this rate, it probably would result in a better draft. We are absolutely selling. But hey, it's the new drafts. I'm all about it. I'm all about the challenge here. And obviously you can see some of the guys we actually had on our favorites are still there. Will Ross is there. Second to third round projection, still there somehow. I'm just going to take him. I don't expect much. And of course, I expect him to be the first hidden development off the board for us. Obviously, why wouldn't I? Yeah, okay, that's interesting. First and, let's be honest, only hidden development. So at pick 22 here, I think we're going to try to get something for next year, maybe a fourth round if we're lucky. And the Vikings are willing to give us a fourth round. The Seahawks, the Vikings probably fit a little bit better for me for a fourth round pick. Damn, we took a bit of an L in this one, I ain't going to lie. We did not do well. We also need a punter, so with our only pick remaining, pick 19 in the 6th round, we are going to be selecting Mr. Josh Core. I mean, he looked like the best available guy. Didn't get to scout him properly, and he has 93 kick power. Okay, that's like similar and maybe even better than our last guy. I'm all about it. Not bad. And that's basically it. I kind of want to see some of the guys we missed, obviously. See how bad we missed, right? Like, there's some obvious players that are kind of similar. We'll see. But let's go into the draft recap. See what we're rocking with. So overalls-wise, let's see. 73, 76, 71. The quarterback was an absolute bust as a 55, 67, 68, 67. Yikes. Terrell Gresham, of course, normal development trait. A very talented player, really good traits. He's an obvious talent. He's a very good player, but once again, no hidden. I think he'll start on the edge right away. Yannick just wasn't great for us at all. I don't know if we can trade him, but it would be lovely if we could. Bull rush and swim move for Mr. Kerry Byers. Looks very talented, super speedy. Not a bad pick. The center, let's actually take a look at the ratings now. Not bad, but obviously no hidden for a center is hugely disadvantageous. Will Ross, hidden development trait. Let's see how good he was. He was an edge rusher, which really intrigues things here. Not a pass rusher or a coverage guy at all. Do we maybe argue? I don't know how much it costs to release him. I mean, his bonus isn't bad. So do we trade him for like a third round pick? He's hidden development trait. I do want to see his dev. I just don't think he can start on the team. There's just nowhere for him to play. If at best he's a backup, no matter what his dev is. So I'm kind of curious to see what it is now anyways. And I'd imagine it's star anyways. And it's superstar. Okay, well, he's still going to be a backup if we don't trade him. But that is shocking. That is absolutely shocking. Let's take a look at some of the players. So Adam Ross was a normal development quarterback. I guess we don't have to worry about them drafting because he's not going to start even if he wanted to or could. Eric Hunt, of course, let's take a look. Very slow player, obviously. Was this not the guy that had like a 4.64 or something? Maybe it was the first guy that was actually fast and this guy's slow. Star development trait, so nothing major there. And then Metcalf, who was a 74 overall. Normal development trait. I mean, definitely startable. Definitely a good player. Kind of was kind of what I was hoping for. But okay, I mean that's interesting to say the least. We had pick 19. We ended up taking one of the guys they had us for. That was mocked. Antonio Barber, big L that we didn't go for this guy, but I don't think it was the biggest need. I just don't think it was. Like, we didn't really need an edge rusher technically, but we needed a DT and obviously grabbing an edge rusher, putting Clellan mainly at DT would, open up that position, obviously, on the edge full time. Clayton was a guy that they had us projected to grab, and you can't really blame me for not grabbing him. Of course, he's a good quarterback for pocket passing, but it's just like pocket passers, they don't get the women, right? Like, they just don't, simply put. They just don't. I really am curious to see. So here's Earl Wolf, normal development trait, and at 93 speed. So kind of like a poor man's Metcalf. Obviously a pretty good player, but really bad trait, so I'm not mad with that at all that we passed on him. It just didn't really seem like a great draft. I'll just be honest with you. It really wasn't very good. Just simply wasn't. Here's Oliver Elliott, super slow. I mean, looking at the quarterback selections, obviously our guy was dog water, terrible player. But there really wasn't any options outside of the first round. Once you left the first round, the quarterback sucked. There just wasn't anything. Like, this guy, he's 23, so I mean, even if, he could start, I wouldn't care. They just weren't very good. They just weren't very good at all.